Formula 1 is on the verge of one of its biggest transformations ever. The 2026 season is going to bring a complete overhaul of the rules, changing everything from the size of the cars to how they're powered. These changes aren't just about making the sport more exciting, they're also focused on making Formula 1 more sustainable and future-ready. The new regulations aim to create faster, lighter cars, encourage closer racing, and reduce the environmental impact of the sport. But what exactly is changing, and how will it affect the teams, drivers, and fans? Let's break down the new F1 2026 regulations in simple terms so you can fully understand what's coming. Number 1. Smaller cars for better racing. One of the most important changes coming in 2026 is the reduction in car size. The cars will be shorter and narrower than they are now. To be specific, the wheelbase will be reduced by 200mm and the width of the car will shrink by 100mm. This means the cars will take up less space on the track. Even the floor space of the car is being reduced in width by 150mm. Why is this being done? Smaller cars will make it easier for drivers to race closer to each other, especially in tight corners. Today's wider and longer cars make overtaking difficult in many parts of the track, and with these changes, the cars will be more nimble and better suited to side-by-side racing. This will likely lead to more overtakes and exciting battles between drivers. Number 2. Lighter cars for faster racing. Another major change is the reduction in car weight. For years, Formula 1 cars have been getting heavier due to the addition of hybrid systems, safety features, and other technology. But in 2026, the minimum car weight will be reduced to 768 kilograms, which is 30 kilograms lighter than the current cars. Why does weight matter? Lighter cars are faster and more agile. They respond quicker to driver inputs, making them feel more alive on the track. Many drivers and fans have complained that today's heavier cars don't have the same feel as the lighter cars from decades ago. The reduction in weight aims to bring back that classic driving experience while maintaining the safety and performance of modern F1 cars. Number 3. Changes to tires and aerodynamics. The tires are also getting a subtle redesign. The 18-inch rims introduced in 2022 will stay, but the tires themselves will be slightly narrower.
One of the reasons is that Pirelli is introducing some new tyres which have a slightly smaller diameter and they're slightly narrower.
The front tires will be 25mm narrower and the rear tires will be 30mm narrower. Narrower tires mean less weight and better aerodynamics. However, this could result in a small loss of grip, which the teams and tire suppliers will need to manage carefully. The real game changer, though, is the introduction of active aerodynamics. This is a new system that will allow drivers to adjust the car's aerodynamics mid-race. Think of it as an upgraded version of the current DRS drag reduction system. The front and rear wings on the car will be movable, allowing drivers to increase downforce for better cornering or reduce drag for higher speeds and straights. This means the car can adapt to different parts of the track. If a driver needs more grip in corners, the wings can be adjusted to provide it. If they are on a long straight and need to go faster, the wings can be opened to cut through the air more efficiently. This will not only make racing more exciting, but also add a new layer of strategy for teams and drivers. Number 4. A new focus on sustainability. Perhaps the biggest focus of the 2026 regulation is sustainability. Formula 1 is making a huge effort to reduce its environmental impact, and the new rules are designed with that in mind. One major change is the way the engines or power units will work. The current V6 turbo hybrid engines will remain, but the way they produce power will be very different. From 2026, the engines will provide 50% of their power from the internal combustion engine, which is the fuel-powered part, and 50% from the electric motor. This is a big shift from current engines where the combustion engine does most of the work. To make this possible, the cars will use larger, more advanced batteries that can store and deliver more electric energy. Another huge step is the introduction of 100% sustainable fuel. This means the fuel used in F1 cars will be completely renewable and have a much lower environmental impact. It will deliver the same performance as current fuels, but with a fraction of the carbon emissions. This is part of Formula 1's larger plan to achieve net zero carbon emissions by 2030. Number 5. Simpler and smarter engine technology. One of the more technical changes for 2026 is the removal of a component called the MGUH Motor Generator Unit Heat. This part of the engine is responsible for covering energy from heat, but it's also incredibly complex and expensive to develop. By removing the MGU-H, Formula 1 aims to make the engines simpler and cheaper to build. Instead, teams will focus on the MGU-K, which stands for Motor Generator Unit Kinetic, which collects energy during braking. This change will make the hybrid systems more efficient while reducing costs. It also makes it easier for new manufacturers to enter the sport since they won't have to invest in developing the complicated MGU-H technology. Another exciting addition is the manual power boost system. This will allow drivers to get an extra burst of power from the electric motor during key moments in the race, such as overtaking or defending their position. This system will provide up to 350 kilowatts of additional power, giving drivers more opportunities to make bold moves on track. Number 6. New manufacturers entering the scene. The 2026 regulations have also attracted new manufacturers to the sport, which will shake up the competition. 3 major brands, Audi, Ford, and Cadillac, are set to join Formula 1, bringing fresh energy and resources to the grid. Audi is making one of the most exciting entries. The German manufacturer is taking over the Sauber team, which is currently Alfa Romeo, and will develop its own engines. Audi's involvement is a big deal because they've had a lot of success in other motorsports, and fans are eager to see how they'll perform in Formula 1. Ford is also returning to Formula 1 after decades away. They'll be partnering with Red Bull Racing to develop a new power unit. Ford's expertise in hybrid technology will complement Red Bull's racing experience, making this partnership one to watch. Cadillac, under General Motors, is another major name joining the grid. While Cadillac will initially use Ferrari engines, they plan to develop their own power units by 2028. This move is part of a larger effort to grow Formula 1's presence in the United States, where the sport is becoming more popular thanks to the success of events like the Miami Grand Prix and Netflix's Drive to Survive. The entry of these major brands will add more diversity to the grid and increase competition. It's always exciting to see these new teams and manufacturers challenge the established giants like Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull. For fans, these new regulations promise to deliver a more thrilling and dynamic racing experience. Smaller, lighter cars will make it easier for drivers to battle closely, especially in corners, leading to more overtaking and exciting moments on track. Can these newcomers challenge the dominance of the current top teams? How will their unique approaches affect the competition? Only time will tell, but their presence is sure to make the grid more competitive and unpredictable. As we count down to 2026, one thing is certain: Formula 1 is gearing up for a thrilling new chapter. Fans, drivers, and teams alike have a lot to look forward to as the sport evolves into something even more spectacular. If you're excited about the future of Formula 1, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more updates. Let us know which change excites you the most.